Hello, excuse me. Hello, everyone. This is John Jenkins here. As you might not, as you may know, I uploaded my video about the Amazing Atheist video, T.J. Kirk. I made a video about something that he said in one of his videos, and the name of the video was, it was a question. The question was, free market capitalism fails? And in that video, I discussed a few issues that I had with TJ Kirk's video. And so I uploaded it, and lo and behold, I got 2 views on that video as of right now. And I got 2 comments, my first 2 comments since I started talking on YouTube. And both comments are from the same person, a man named Psycheo123. Psycheo123. So the comments were so interesting that I thought that I should make my next video based on these comments that were left by Psycheo123. And so I'm gonna go through these in order. And the first comment by Psycheo123 is that capitalism is legalized slavery. Now, I'm not an expert on slavery, but I know some certain things about slavery that are commonly accepted. Number one, in slavery versus freedom. In freedom, you can go home whenever you want to. You can go home. You can quit your job, say, I don't want to do this anymore, and you can go home. In slavery, you have no home. In freedom, you can own property. In slavery, you are property, and property cannot own property. Um, in freedom, you can have a family. In slavery, your family is determined by the slave master. He can sell your family members left and right. It doesn't matter. He can sell them to whoever he wants to. In freedom, you can choose not to work. In slavery, they will work you to death. In freedom, you have rights. In slavery, you have no rights. And these are some of the things. I'll probably think of some more later. But these are the main differences that I can see between freedom and slavery, or what I would call capitalism and slavery. And on to the next comment in the email. In a capitalist society, there is always someone getting screwed over. Now, this part I agree with. You know, America is a great engine for producing wealth and for lifting people out of poverty. American capitalism is. But no matter how prosperous this nation gets, no matter how many Mark Zuckerbergs we have, no matter how many IBMs or Microsofts or similarly wealthy and successful individuals we have, there's always going to be suffering. There's always going to be somebody who, terminally ill with a pre-existing condition, who is uninsured and can't get treatment. Can't get treatment. There's always going to be somebody who, no matter how hard they try, cannot get a job. There's always going to be somebody who is incarcerated, and in fact, the United States has the largest incarceration rate in the world. But but our system, our capitalist democracy, is responsible for lifting millions of people out of poverty. Nobody came here, almost nobody came to this country rich. All the settlers came and they were dirt poor. They didn't even know how to hunt. They didn't know how to produce for themselves. They needed the help of the Native Americans to even survive on a day-to-day basis. So they came with nothing. All of them came with nothing. But our system was able to lift many of them, or most of them, out of poverty. And then the next part says, that is the entire notion of capitalism. It isn't a fair or equal system. Well, the idea of capitalism is the idea of an unfair advantage. Everybody has their own field in which they have an unfair advantage, whether it be knowledge, whether it be capital, whether it be resources. We all have a certain field in our lives in which we possess an unfair advantage. Even receiving benefits. We all have a field in our lives in which we can outcompete somebody else for the same thing. So in that sense, yeah, it is unfair and it is unequal. But that's a good thing, because those of us with the unfair advantage in a certain field, we can produce more and better of a product that other people want or need. So the best man for the job wins. The best man or woman for the job wins. And it was never designed to be equal. Equality is a very recent and ethereal type of construct. Nobody knows what it consists of. What does equality even look like? Is it even possible? Nobody knows. So it's not fair or equal, but it's good for the vast majority of people. And then he gets into my example from my video, Free Market Capitalism Fails, the question. He gets into my example and he says, so let's cover your example. Number one, you can produce your iPhone. Number one, you can purchase your iPhone. You can go to the iPhone store, to go to the Apple store, pay $500, and you will get a fully featured iPhone, which you can connect to the internet and connect to your phone line. And number two, you can produce your own iPhone. In my example, I said it would cost $3 billion per year to produce an iPhone, and it would cost $3 billion a year to produce for me to produce my own iPhone to the same specifications, the same bandwidth capacity, the same worldwide network of connectivity, the same internet connection, the same features, the same apps, the same accessibility through websites and telephone, automated telephone systems, and banking systems. So basically, everything that the iPhone offers today, it would take me $3 billion a year to produce that. And he goes on to say, false. He says that my example about the iPhone was false. It is illegal to reproduce an iPhone even if you are not going to sell it. Same reason bootlegging is illegal, or how in some states rain collection for drinking water is illegal. Okay, that was a main misunderstanding that this person had. When I said that I could produce my own iPhone, I wasn't saying I was gonna produce an iPhone. I wasn't saying that I was gonna plagiarize the copyrighted design of the iPhone and steal their blueprints and steal their software and steal their name and say I'm Apple and I'm producing the iPhone. That would be copyright infringement and that would be illegal. What I'm saying is I produce my own smartphone. I use iPhone as the genre of smartphone basically. So I wouldn't call it an iPhone, I call it a my phone basically. I produced the my phone. I produced the JJ phone with my own software that I wrote myself or that I paid somebody else to write, and my own networks that I got in my name or my company's name, whatever the company's name would be. So I'm not plagiarizing, I'm not committing copyright infringement. I'm producing my own smartphone, just like the HTC One or the Samsung Galaxy S or the Xperia, and so that was what I meant. So that's not legal. You're not going to get arrested for competition, basically, because competition is part of capitalism. They wouldn't arrest you for that, just for copyright infringement. And he goes on to the drinking water example, in which in certain states rain collection for drinking water is illegal. There's a good reason for that, and you know the water that is piped in and purified professionally using professional machines and eliminated from all waste is probably so far superior to rain collected rainwater, probably so much safer than collected rainwater, that the government outlaws it because it's inferior. And it's the same reason why you don't see anybody riding skateboards on the highway or on the freeway, because when it comes to transportation, skateboards are inferior, and it it is detrimental to the rest of society to let these inferior products clog the freeway. That's probably the reason why in certain states it's illegal to collect rainwater for drinking water. Or there could also be the environmentalist standpoint, whereas if you're collecting rainwater while you could be drinking tap water or buying bottled water, you're stealing water away from the plants. That could also be an argument. You're stealing water away from the plants, or the birds, or the squirrels, or whatever animals are around in that area. So that could be the the same issue. Uh, and he goes on to say, same reason gathering hunting for food is illegal. Now, I live in a urban community. I live in the inner city. Now, I could not, if I got hungry, I could not get a gun, walk down the street, and start shooting at birds and squirrels. And I could not start ripping the leaves off of trees to make salad. First of all, I live in a no gun state, and if I were caught with a gun in any circumstance, I'd spend years in prison. I'd be a felon in that situation. But second of all, in our society, it's vastly inferior. If I'm hungry, I can get food stamps. I can get on SSI. I can go to a soup kitchen. Far, you know, far superior than hunting down wild animals, which are not USDA certified. They could have rabies. They could have, uh, I don't know, Ebola virus, malaria. Uh, it could have smallpox, any kind of disease. So yeah, I can't just go hunting down squirrels and birds. But there's a good reason for that, and democratically elected representatives made the laws. Many of these laws were probably put on the ballot so that the voters could choose whether or not it should be illegal, and they made it legal. Now, there are inner city gardens where you are allowed to grow your own food, and I participated in one. So yeah, there is the possibility that you can grow your own food in the inner city, but there's good reasons why you can't just get a gun and just start shooting uh, wildly through the neighborhood. And here in the last part of the comment is same reason you are not allowed to use certain wavelengths to transmit signals because the air is owned. This is a different type of issue. Essentially, the government understands the power of the media, and they remember when Orson Welles did the his radio show, "The Day the Earth Stood Still," and people actually believed in real life that there was an alien invasion. So the government and the people understand the power of the media. So they don't want just anybody to be able to come up with their own radio station and start broadcasting. And, lo and behold, I would say that right now because I'm broadcasting my own channel. On YouTube, the a YouTube account is called a channel. I have my own channel. It's just like having my own TV station. I don't have to, go to a junkyard and harvest the parts of old radios and solder them together and create my own pirate radio station. I can just make a YouTube video. My laptop comes with a built-in camera and a built-in microphone. I can just do it this way. So, that's just that notion is for something that's so vastly inferior that it's not really necessary anyway. If you have something instead, you can put it on YouTube, you can put it on Twitch TV, you can put it on Daily Motion, Vimeo. You can you can go on public radio, and you can call into a radio show. So, you know, these are things that are just so vastly inferior that it makes sense that the government wouldn't want to have to deal with people filing lawsuits over something that's obsolete anyway. Wouldn't want to have to deal with people claiming that they've been defrauded by something that was so infantile. So that was it. That was the comments that were left. Those were the comments that were left on my video, my first comments. So I thought I'd make a video responding to those. And let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe. Have a nice day.